Welcome to Randy's Real Fan Productions. This is the first time I'm ever doing a video like this, obviously. A video game video. And today we are in Railroader. I've done a little testing and I figured out that where I had the audio for the game before I messed with it earlier is probably the best place for it to be. Still gonna run the whistle audio down a little bit. But anyway, welcome to the Smoky Mtn Railroad. So we're playing Railroader today. I think I already said that. But we're playing Railroader today. Railroader is sort of a railroad sim tycoon game. Maybe you could call it that. But anyway, it models the Murphy branch of the Southern Railway. The Murphy branch of the Southern Railway, if you did not know, ran from Asheville, North Carolina to Murphy, North Carolina. And in the game, they give you a pretty good little segment of it that's playable between Sylva, North Carolina, to Andrews, North Carolina. The whole point of the game is to run a railroad. So that's what we're going to do. I've been playing this railroad for a little while. I'm on day 2 or 3 here. Day 2. Or day 3. We're on day 3. So this is the Smoky Mtn Railroad, which I think is pretty aptly named. Anyway, this is sort of me trying to figure out how to make gaming videos. So you'll have to apologize with me, or you'll have to stick with me. I apologize. This is just an attempt to sort of start something. So yeah. But right now, I've pretty much finished everything for the day. I've got to run one car back into the East Whittier yard. Ooh, wrong direction, wrong direction, wrong direction. Yeah. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can do in this game. And I'm going to jump away from the locomotive real quick to showcase some of the things that you can do. So obviously, you run your normal freight and everything. As well as these two cars here. These are log cars. And I have some mods installed that change the appearance of your cars if you're not paying attention to them. But one of these things, and this is what we're going to tackle once we finish this particular day's work, is running logging trains. So I'm going to get everything set up, I think, for operations tomorrow. And I will return once I have done that. Welcome back to the Smoky Mtn Railroad, where I was not expecting to get half a yard full of cars. We got 30 cars, so this is going to be definitely a most interesting this is going to be a most interesting day of operations. So our locomotive here, number 12, has a pretty good amount of coal and water. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach number 12 here to the log cars. That's really loud. And we're going to send them up to Connolly Creek to collect logs. With that being said, something I'm going to... Oh, we can't. Oh. Because our railroad's overall reputation is not high enough. Oh no. Not a big deal. We can deal with it. So we're going to flip this switch to get the train going up, and that switch to get the train going up to Connolly. Flip that switch, and we're going to throw a flare down right there. And wave goodbye to number 12 and her crew as they head up the mountain to collect some logs for the day. Now, this will become the entertaining part of the video for all of you, and the relatively angering part probably for me. Luckily, these are still blocked to both go beyond the sawmill, so that's good. But what we're going to do is we're going to grab number 11 here, and we are going to jump in and get all these cars ready to go where they need to go. So we're going to let number 12 come back to right here and give it a good old German stop. And we are going to grab number 101 here and get it ready to make the Ela run. So a majority of these cars are either going to the sawmill, which is to my right there, or they're going to our Ela Bridge site, which will extend our railroad from here all the way down to here. Gives us a lot of new industries, gives us a lot of new trackage, which is always great. So we're going to jump on 101 and not go forwards anymore, and jump back to all the Ela cars. Once we get all the Ela cars out of the way, we'll start putting together the sawmill train. And the sawmill is, early game, one of the best industries you can have. It kind of gives you steady income as well as interchange income. So depending on the tier that you have with the sawmill, the contract tier that you have with the sawmill, they'll give you, just for delivering logs to them, they will give you a lot of money. And a lot of money never hurt anyone in a tycoon game. Okie doke. So let's go ahead, release the 5,000 handbrakes that, that Southern Railway set for us. And let's run way down here. Set a handbrake here. And cut that off. Now you're going to go forward at 15 miles an hour. It's going to take this train forever to get started. This is a pretty heavy train. This train weighs over 1,000 tons. So as you can see, 101, which is a 10-wheeler with some big old drive wheels, is struggling just a little bit, but 101 will get it started. Let's run down the line. Yeah, number 12's got her log cars going up the mountain now. So she's no longer in the way, and we're going to run back down here to Ela using the map. Put a flare in the gauge. That way, 101 knows to stop her train there. Now, This is going to be a pretty hefty mill train, and it's going to take a little bit of ingenuity, I think, unfortunately, to actually try to get it into the sawmill in the best way possible. So what I think we're going to do is I really need to do something with these cars, so we are going to go ahead and do a little switching with our caboose and our passenger car, which I hate running passenger service in this game. It's a very long, to me, very long drawn out process. That's so loud. Very sorry. Oh no, 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 no. I didn't flip that switch. That's great. Oh, that's wonderful. So happy about that. Okay. Get it going forwards. Yes. And then we're going to grab the passenger car and the caboose, and we're going to slip them back in here. No, I don't want to terminate my contract, thanks, game. Woo. Oh, it hadn't made it even to that switch yet. I need to select that so I can actually see what it's doing. Okay. Reverse yard 20. This will just clear the yard up a little bit so we have a little easier time doing some of the stuff we need to do here. Run back here. Okay, hook that up. Can I please let the handbrake off? Okay, does it have a handbrake on the other end that actually is the handbrake? Yes, okay. That's kind of confusing. Woohoo. Sit down. Ooh. Fun. Okay. Now, pull forward. And we'll get that, go ahead and get that switch set so that we can run into the stub track. And we'll just get these two things run into the stub track. Excuse me. And this is going to be, will be a little bit of a switching puzzle with the sawmill. It's not going to be terribly hard. I just need to slide those in first and then put the covered hoppers in second. Okay. Okay. I think those are plenty far enough back. Okay, so I need these, basically will be the easiest, on the front of the train. Because they need to go the closest up to the sawmill. And then I'll get these on the back. Okay. Let me think about this for a minute. So I think what I'm going to do is pull forward here. Do this. Let's make sure everything's lined so that we can back all the way down. And the first day you take a contract, that's one of the reasons you don't want to, like, on locations, especially if you have mods installed that add stuff. So, like, with me, I have this, and this. That's all mod stuff. So you don't want to, like, take every single contract in the game at one time, unless you want, if you have mods installed, because you don't want 75 cars showing up at your interchange day 2 of the game. I mean, now if you are into that, then by all means take the switching challenge, but I'm not great at switching challenges all the time, so for me it's kind of fun to sort of be a little more laid back, a little more relaxed, and take a few contracts each day until I've progressively got all the contracts I can have. That way you don't get the entire influx of all new rolling stock coming in for those businesses, for those industries. Connect those, because we've got a lot of C2 stuff today. And for the most part with the sawmill, you might get 1, maybe 2 of these open gonds coming out a day, and you might get 1 or 2 of the covered hoppers coming out a day. So it's not a massive deal once you kind of have done it the first time. 101, even at 15 miles an hour, 101 is going to be an ELA before we can finish this, so I'm not worried about getting her speed up anymore. Number 12 has gotten her log cars up to Connolly to be loaded, so that's good. Excuse me. So that's really good. It's always a lot of fun. Well, number 12 just now has gotten there, apparently, right when I looked. Alright, go ahead and stop. It's going to take you forever to stop this train, or not. Air brakes are a wonderful invention. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and run these cars all down towards the sawmill, and then come back and get the covered hoppers for that. I think's what I'm gonna do. Something else I'm gonna have to start thinking about as my locomotives get more mileage on them is I'm gonna need to buy a box car. So what I did the last playthrough that I did with the new wear and tear stuff is I bought one of these, but I think I'm gonna buy one of these. No, I'm sorry, I'm looking at hoppers. What I did last time was bought one of these. What I think I'm going to do this time is just go straight for the 50-foot steel box car, because we can get 55 tons. You know, maybe go for this or this, something a little bit smaller. Maybe actually the 41-foot steel box car. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see exactly what we end up doing. But there's only 3 cars for the actual loading track. That's interesting. I need to really I need to actually set handbrakes here, because if I don't set handbrakes, the freaking train's just gonna roll away. And it may roll away with only 2 handbrakes set, as big as it is, but we'll see. Hopefully not. I think I let this go far enough forward. Yeah, I let that go far enough forward. These videos, these will probably cover like 1 day at a time, maybe, with just cuts in between, just cuts where any boring track running would be. That way there's at least something interesting going on for the duration of the video. Because any Railfan video, which I only have one Railfan video up on the channel, that I posted 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But I edited like 3 or 4 more on my iPhone, since that's what I still to this day use to film trains. But iPhones can now record in 4K 60 FPS. So back then, without buying a pretty decent video camera or camcorder or whatever, you really had no advantage. You really don't have any advantage anymore, except maybe weight. Maybe weight, it gives you a little more stability. But let's set this handbrake, uncouple, undo that handbrake, forward 15. Get this guy pulling forward. Okay, let's get a good stop on that. And we're going to want to back into here. Hopefully, I think I can fit these 5 covered hoppers into this and still be able to run around it. Might not be able to. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that'll just be a big oh well. Okay, yes, I know there's a switch against. Okay, 101 has reached Ela, as I figured it would reach there before we got done here. Continue backing, back it. No! Back up a little bit more. No! Oh, God. You can back up a little bit more. We don't really need it to back up much more. Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. Okay. That, I think, will be enough. Yeah, that's enough back here. I think that's enough in the front. I hope that's enough in the front. Anyway, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out pretty quickly. Okay, go ahead. It's gonna be a very long video, just because of this switching operation here. Yikes, that's gonna be nowhere near as close as I thought. Oh, good lord, no, that was still very close. Oh my gosh. First time trying to record a video on Railroader, and I'm gonna have my first accident in Railroader. Okay. Clear you for 20 cars, because that's just going to slam you right into this. Do what you would never do on the railroad and walk between a locomotive and a car. Come on. Okay. Boom. Connect you up. Reverse at 15 miles an hour. Release the handbrake and jump on board. Okie dokie. Go ahead and stop for me. Well, yard 15. Or yard 20, I guess. And, there. Excuse me. We'll jump up here, get these hooked up, and go ahead and get the sawmill switched out. Okay. Come on. There we go. So, now, we now have a 15-car long train to shove into the sawmill. And we've got it lined. Oh, I'm way back here. And it didn't... I mean, it sort of extended it. Oh, it physically extended it. Oh! So I've got a mod installed to extend this C2 track. And for some reason I was in my head thinking, oh, it didn't extend it, but it did. I thought it was just going to extend this, which is where you have to spot it. No, it actually extended the physical trackage. Okay. That's cool. Okie doke. That should have them all in. So we'll go ahead and stop. Oh yeah, $530, and we're only We're not even halfway done with the sawmill track, so, or the sawmill switching, so, ooh, we're gonna get, as I said, this is a really good way to get some good early game payout here. Oh no, so many of the wood chip, all but one of the wood chip cars had it too, so so we didn't get that. It's not going to quite be as big a payout as I thought in my head. That's okay though. Again, that's always okay. Go ahead and run these guys up in there. And let's check. Okay, so Stenzel has got one that needs to come out. Ela doesn't have any that need to come out. So it's just all going to be switching in new stuff, except for Stenzel and the water wheel there. And we're going to push these guys a pretty good ways back in here. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, we're going to stop. Set that. And let's get reversed out of here. Oop. Didn't quite make it on the flat car, did we? So our finances are looking pretty good now. Pretty good. Okie doke. Now, yard forward 20. Let's get these guys shoved back up in here against these, and we'll be done with the sawmill. That was actually, for switching out the sawmill with this many cars, that was actually pretty painless. Oh boy. I'm at 30-something minutes on this video. Wow. Wow. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Excuse me. So, let's get this finished up. You're hooked in. I think those two, handbrakes will be plenty enough for that. And as you can see, we didn't get any money that hook up, so that's okay. That's very much okay. But I'm gonna run down here and grab these cars, and once I get to the next switching point, which is the water wheel over there, I will be back. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully I can be a little louder now. I got a phone piece for my microphone. When I say I got one, I went and made one, because I didn't feel like waiting 2 days for one to come off Amazon. Anyway, so it's still a little gainy, but it's better than it was. So we are now getting ready to switch out the water mill, and something that I'm going to show you with the water mill is because I have done this, I have run this industry and gotten 100% for 3 days straight. I can take tier 2 for it, and tier 2 for the waterworks, which is the big brick building down there. And I did not switch the points, which is wonderful. I always love when I do that. So, got a little more confidence now. I think I can talk a little louder. which always makes me feel good. So, now, as we wait for the train to pull back past the switch, yeah. And get this switched out. We're going to get this switched out. We're going to get the train down here to where we can switch out Stenzel soon. And then we're going to go ahead and go down, and we're going to go ahead and handle Ela. When we're running these milestones trains, it's a little more difficult than it otherwise would be to do that. Okie doke. And I just did that. Okay, go forwards and we'll just call that a failed coupling for realism's sake, and also to not make me feel like an idiot. So let's get the train pulled past here. Okie dokie. Apply the brake. Forward 15. Get these three backed back into the siding. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's far enough. We can go ahead and stop. Apply that handbrake. One handbrake should do sufficient here. You're going to go forward at 15 miles an hour. And we are going to go ahead and run you up to right here, right before you get to that switch. I'm going to wait here and throw this switch back over. And boom. Okay, now let's get back to 101 and get the Ela job started. Boom. Okay. Now, let's see. So, Ela Bridge site, all the Ela Bridge site stuff is in the front, and Ela Farm Supply is in the back. That is perfect. That is exactly the way that I want it to be. Let's go ahead and spend 5 years getting 101 to start this train. Again, from a dead stop. because it will take ages. Ah, so you can see the wear and tear is now setting in. The locomotive's condition is now 99% instead of 100. So the main reason behind that is because we've run the locomotive 13 miles now. You're not going to run a locomotive 13 miles and it still be just as good as it was the day that it came from the locomotive manufacturer. We can go ahead and get you to stop. Jeez. Wow, I forgot how long the Ela Bridge trains were. Okie doke, let's set us a couple of handbrakes here. Uncouple you 15 miles an hour. Let's bunny hop down here and get this switch aligned so that we can get back on the main. And we will quickly, or as quickly as we can, get on the, get back on the rear end of the train, push the Ela Bridge cars down to where they need to go. It's sort of an integral part of the game. And we can reverse. We'll put you reversing at 25 miles an hour on this big, nice, long stretch of track. 101 is a 10-wheeler, 68-ton 10-wheeler, by the way. So she's got big drive wheels. Takes off pretty quick. We'll explore some of the other locomotives in the game as we go along as well. So that should be fun. There's actually some locomotives in the game that are pretty near and dear to my heart for different reasons. So some of those will probably get sort of a showcase, if you will. Okie doke, you can go ahead and start slowing down. You can go ahead and stop. And then that is reversed, yes. Okay, good. And to be honest, I didn't push it far enough forward. I didn't pull it far enough forward to clear. So, nah, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and get road 15 set before we run all the way back to the end of the train. And we are going to kill that handbrake and kill that handbrake. So now we're going to go forward. We'll just ride this boxcar down to the bridge site as 101 struggles to get this train started. Sorry, that was me testing to see if I put something on top of my microphone, if it would stop picking up the noise of my computer. Of course, there's a switch against because I'm not paying attention. So yeah, hopefully, as time goes on, there will be a little less of this silence. As I said, I haven't even tried to make a YouTube video, period, in probably 5 years. So, I'm not very well practiced at it at the moment. Really and truly, I feel more so like one of the guys right now that you see at Dollywood or TVRM or somewhere, riding in one of the coaches and with a big microphone saying, "Our locomotive is such and such class. It was built in this year." Facts that most people riding the rails or riding those tourist lines in particular don't care about. They're there to ride the train. It's very cool that they educate the public, though. Okay, we can stop here. Now, this is the bridge that we're repairing. Got washed out in the flood. Which happened before the game started. But if you want to see that, you can go here. You click this right here. It brings up the tutorial. It tells you everything you need to know about the game. I probably should have went through this before. It pretty much tells you everything you need to know about the game, which is cool. I very much appreciate a good tutorial, and that's a pretty good tutorial. I like the way that it kind of makes it applicable to your gameplay. Let's go ahead and get 101 backing up here. But we may look at maybe trying to add to our roster soon. The only thing about adding to the roster is always you don't want to bloat how many locomotives you have and then them just be useless to you. And that's just not very good business. It's just not good business. Okay. And I'm sure 92 has reached there a long time ago. Or, I mean, 9211 has reached there a long time ago. I don't know where 92 came from. And you, all of a sudden, need to go back to East Whittier as well. Okay. That is more than fine. That is okay. That just means that we are going to get a little bit more money today than we thought we were going to get. And that's always very cool. So, it's always something you like to see. Okie doke. 20 forward. Let's get this switching completed at ELA. We can start getting Stenzel manufacturing switched out. Uh-oh. Ooh. The foam thing I made for my microphone is currently trying to come apart. So, in between this and switching out Stenzel, I'm going to have to do something about that. With that being said, I will see you once I get this locomotive back on the main line and it is ready to head back to East Whittier. Okay, we are back in Whittier. So now, I'm going to go ahead get Stenzel manufacturing switched out here. And stop. There we go. 20 reverse. Okey-dokey. Check where 101 is real quick while we're doing this. 101's like a third back here already, which is crazy. Okay. Go ahead and get this car ready to go back. Okie doke. Okay, run this thing back up in here and we should be good to go. Back to East Whittier. Did it already? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, so today we should clear $700 or $800 today. That should be plenty enough to cover our expenses in purchasing a box car, which is cool. Because then that will allow us to order engine parts. Ordering engine parts is how we keep the condition of our locomotives at 100% as we rack up service miles. Every 1,000 service miles, you have to overhaul your locomotive. So a little more lenient. The actual game itself is a little more lenient than that, but I have a mod because I don't have all day to play the game. Most times. Today I have all day to play the game, but a lot of times I don't have all day to play the game. And as a result of not having all day to play the game most of the time, I kind of want to have a little more challenge to the whole service miles things. And there's a mod out there called Pluto's Wear and Tear or something. Pluto's Wear and Tear tweaks, and it kind of allows the service mileage to stack up a little bit more meaningfully. I thought I saw 101. I did see 101. Yes, there she comes. Okie doke. So, let's get hooked back up to this boxcar here. And take the handbrake off. Oop, alright, gotta climb up from here. So as quick as we have done this today, our big ginormous log cars up here at Connolly haven't loaded. That is the only downside to them. No matter how many cars you have there, they will all load logs in the same at the same frequency. So if you have big log cars, therefore you have log cars that require more logs to be filled, it's going to take longer. Then in the long run, even though you have just as heavy a train, you don't have as long a train. It's kind of a cool vantage point here to watch the scenery go by with, especially if we turn that off and we can just kind of look back from the top of the back of the boxcar. Okay, we're going to go into yard mode reverse. That way we can go back here and catch this tanker car and push it back just a little bit, and that way we can go ahead and switch out that particular tanker. Get 3 cars back into the Whittier interchange today. And these guys are not going to start loading or anything today because, as you can see, the Whittier sawmill requires 8 log cars per day. Now that consumption rate is going off of skeleton cars. Skeleton cars can only carry 3 logs apiece, so 8 skeleton cars carries 24 logs. Well, 2 of the big logging guns that I'm running on my railroad, and we can actually clear that. No, we're gonna have to get that out from the back, so we need to go ahead and back up a little bit. Actually, I think what we're gonna do here in this situation is we're actually just gonna back this train up into here. And I think we will let 101 do the honors. Of switching out those cars. So once 101's in position to do that, I will return. Welcome back, everybody. It's been quite a while for me. I took a pretty lengthy break, and I went ahead and finished everything as far as the operations went for this particular day, because I realized the video is over an hour long now, and I don't really want to deal with a video being that long. So, I know this was probably a pretty boring video. This was probably not great, but again, I'm sort of in the stages of trying to figure out how and what to do as far as making videos of me playing train games goes. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe. And for anybody that does see this, thank you very much for being here. Have a good one.